and I think we did S in class yesterday. I didn't do S again. All right, so I'll go on to M. Any questions on M?
Yeah,
All right. All right, so let's look at
I
it.
ended up with an answer of 2 rad 5 over 2, which is not right.
What did you say it was?
I ended up with 2
Times.
times rad 5 over 2, which is not
Can you
right.
just cancel out the twos?
That's what you shouldn't have done, if that was your
And then it's
answer.
2 rad 5, and that's the right answer.
No,
That's not the right answer.
that's not the right answer, but you should have canceled that out. Okay,
Okay, well,
so let's see what we had. All right, so here I am again, and it's 2 times this quantity, correct? So I rewrote it as 2 times rad 5 over rad 24. And what should I do once I have 2 times rad 5 over rad 24? What am I going to do with that 24?
6,
What?
4, 6.
All right, so I'm going to rename it, and I did 8 and 3. It could have been 6 and 4. Whatever you chose, does it matter? No, you're just going to factor it out. I had done, as I said, 8 and 3, and I refactored that again, the 8, and I ended up with 2 rad 5. My 8 became 4 and 2. I had a square number that came out, and I was left with 6. So those of you who had used 6 and 4, you would have ended up with a 6 as well.
I saw that.
Okay? Everybody good so far? All right, so now I have 2 rad 5 over 2 times 6. And what can I do with those 2's? Cancel them out. You're always trying to simplify, simplify, simplify. Okay, so the next thing is try to get rid of my radical in the denominator. I'm multiplying, what is rad 6 over rad 6?
1.
1, I'm allowed to do that. And I end up with rad 30 over 6. Think to myself, what can I do with 30? 2 times 15. Doesn't do anything. 3 times 10. Can't do anything. Can't do anything with 30.
But you don't use simplified rad 1.
I'm done at that point.
I thought you said we should simplify
I
rad.
can't simplify rad 30. What is rad 30 is under the radical. I have 2 different, what is the square root of 30? It's going to be,
No, but I'm saying is rad 30 over 6, that's not the same thing as rad 10 over 2. You can't divide rad 30
okay,
over
let's
6.
think about it.
No,
What is
no,
rad
okay.
30? Going to be 5 point something, right?
Yeah.
So you always think about what your numbers are, what they mean, and that's the problem with radicals, is that people forget they have a value, and they're afraid of it. So if you're doing an operation, think, does that make sense? Okay? All right, that was M. Any questions on K?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, K, I'm going to do one more, that will be my last one. Okay? Or would you rather have me do D?
Do D.
D.
Wait, can you just say the answer for K though?
Yes, the answer for K was, let me see, 3 times rad 30 over 2. So 3 halves rad 30.
What if 15 rad 30 over 10? Is that
You need to simplify.
So I actually had it.
Did you have
You did not
this?
simplify.
But you have to simplify.
How did you simplify?
Divide by 15 and 10 over 6.
Yeah, these are not radicals, these are fractions right here. 15 over 10. 15 and 10 have a common factor of 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 10 twice.
Gotcha.
Okay? And what Emily was trying to do is one of the numbers was under the radical sign. I can't do that if one number is under the radical and the other one isn't. Okay, you have to treat those radical numbers carefully. Okay, but this right now is just a fraction, 15, and that's part of what we're going to do today in today's lesson. I'm going to give you a little more practice on these. Okay, so this one is multiplication, and again, all I did was convert into an improper fraction. So 16 times 2 is 32, plus 3 is 35 over 16. That's a good thing, because what is the square root of 16?
4.
4. Bang, I didn't have to do anything, and I got rid of a radical in the denominator. Okay, and what did I have here? Times 1 2/5, which is 7 over rad 5. And once I've simplified this, I've got a radical in the denominator. Okay, and since the square root of 16 was 4, what was the first thing I tried to do? Yeah, cancel them out, so I don't have anything over there. So I have 35 over 1. I put it over 1 just to make myself happy, and just no reason, just made it. It was like, well, I have a fraction here, I know I'm going to be multiplying, and so I multiplied this side, only this by rad 5 over rad 5. Why? Just to get rid of the radical in the denominator. Okay, so I get rid of the radical in the denominator, and what am I going to have? Rad 35 times rad 35 over 5, and what is rad 35 over times rad 35? 35 over 5, which is equal to 7. Okay, so think about what your errors were. Tell me. Can you recognize where your mistakes were?
I thought you could simplify radicals.
Over a denominator, okay? Michael, what about you?
All over the place, just everything.
Okay, do you understand what you're doing at this point? Okay, Brad, how about you? Are you good?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. Anybody else have any questions about these? Avery, are you good? Okay. All right. So, what am I going to give you? We're done a problem. Oh, here it is. Now, this one's a little bit